So was it a smooth transition from that to then the soap opera world, daytime drama world, or what was happening in between? Or did they notice you from that and say, hey, he'd be great for this role in General Hospital?
No, no, I got very, yeah, it was very different. I mean, I was auditioning for I've told this story a few times, but like I auditioned for it. There was auditioning for a different character. It was going to be my sister's new boyfriend. Um, why am I forgetting my freaking sister's name on the show? But regardless, my sister's boyfriend on the show, and then they liked me enough to bring me back and make a separate read to read for a character that was already cast on the show, and they liked me enough after that to recast the role. So I felt so much pressure on myself because like I got someone got fired for me to play this. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was so nervous. I thought I was gonna get fired within the first like week or two because I was like because I couldn't perform properly because or be in the moment because I was so nervous and I was freaking out the whole time. So I eventually kind of I found my groove, and I'm like, thankfully, then it all started kind of clicking a lot easier, a lot better, and I was more in it. But yeah, it was nerve wracking. My first day, I almost threw up. I sweated through two shirts. I tell the story, and I was wearing the other person's clothes, which were way too small for me. So it was a whole thing. My pasty white legs were like hanging out. Like, they're way too short. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was bad. It was not a good first like little bit of time there, but I just I got through that fire and I learned a lot about myself there. But yeah, that's how I started. Yeah.
So, how did you focus? One of the things they say with all these TV series is, and especially with soap operas, daytime dramas, as they call them now more, um, the memorization of the dialogue. We've had
Mhm.
several, daytime stars on the show here, and there's some that I know in New York from Another World and Guiding Light and some of the others over the years. And, we've talked about the fact that a lot of times the scripts and a character like yours are so pivotal for so many years. Big scripts, lots of dialogue, lots of scenes, and you're in there and you got a lot you got to get done. How do you, how do you focus the memorization, all of that? Because they say if you survive a soap opera, a daytime drama, you can pretty much do anything in the acting world because it's so intense.
Yeah, no, because it's like it's like back in the days, it was always hard, but it was easier probably because at least when I first even started the show, at that time you had a little more time. You can go on set, you can run lines on set, and they'd say, "Let us know when you're ready." Like when you feel good to go. But then, shortly after that, then it just became like, we got to go, we got to go, we got to go. So like, even if you have 50 pages in a day, you need to, you got to make sure you know everything you're saying. And and if you don't, then yeah, everyone might get a little upset because you're delaying everybody getting out of there. So yeah, it's not the easiest thing, but you get used to it. Again, as like you've probably heard before people say, but it's like a muscle that you just keep working and you get it. But no, for sure, because I also did a show called Arrow right before COVID, right before COVID actually hit, and I went there and I was like so not used to how long it took for things, and I was like, I just want to go. I was like, I don't know, I can't wait to get home. Let's go to bed. Like this is crazy because like you're so much sitting around and other sets, which is all good. I'm all ready for that. But like it's just a contrast. So it's everything else seems so much slower by comparison. But so that's a good thing. But I also like to be able to have the time and talk things over and it be a process that we collaborate on as opposed to just go boom, good, take it next, next scene. It's also fun to really talk it out and like go over these things and have a creative process. So it's a double-edged sword to a degree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And are you able to, because, you probably like high energy and movement and what's next and where we going, what's happening. And sometimes, like you said, you have to just pause and you're waiting for them to, get the next scene set up or other people are doing their lines and you have to wait. Uh, what's that process like? Just remaining calm and relaxed and just waiting.
Yeah, again, that would be something that you would get used to um when you're doing that all the time. Like you get used to a new pace. I was used to a fast pace, then I would get used to, I would, in the future get used to a slower pace. But yeah, it just depends. I mean, if you could be on GH, for instance, you can get there sometimes like, I don't know, 7 in the morning, and you leave at 7 in the morning, you leave at 9 in the morning. You're there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because your scenes are like 1 and 2, and then you're done for the day. That's rarely ever going to happen on, when you do prime time or something like that, because you probably just a lot of waiting, getting ready, and like this whole process. It's like a machine, really. That's the best way to describe it. But yeah, on the slower sets, like, yeah, you just got to find a way to stay active, stay ready, and not kind of like just kind of start just, I say, dozing off, but like get your energy gets sunk too much.